Hello, welcome, or welcome back. Jeez, to Heretic Owl Tarot. God, I couldn't swallow for a second there. That was weird. My name is Liz, and I will be guiding you on this journey. Although, if that's any indication. Oh man, this is the reading for Virgo. Wherever Virgo is for you, if you have prominent placements there. Also, definitely be sure to check out your, that was too many cards, your human design, I almost said your human design body graph reading, your human design profile reading. The only one that I have left, which I'm going to do after yours anyway, is the 3-5 profile. I'm hoping that my words come to me a little bit better as we go along here. I'm not entirely sure what that's even all about, but I love the Oracle card that came out for you. Do you want to see it? I kind of just went into like shuffling the tarot. It's just going to be a secret. You are enough. I love that. I love that they're like it kind of looks like they're holding the sun, but that can also just be a marble keeps coming through. But when you like hold it up to the light, it glistens or it shines. I don't know, that's interesting. We have the 6 of Pentacles. Interesting. Everything is interesting so far. And I say that because the 6 of Pentacles was the first card that came out for Cancer also. We have the High Priestess, the 10 of Pentacles. Love that. The Knight of Swords. Under the 6 of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. We have a decent amount of earth out here. That's too many. And the Justice card. 7 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. 3 of Cups, Hermit, which is the Virgo card. So let's see. I want this book too. I'm like, I already know that I want to read about the Knight of Swords too. I don't know what, but I feel like there's a message in there. Okay. So you are enough. Embrace your uniqueness and follow your true north. You have all the right ingredients for what you're here to do. You look exactly right, sound exactly right, have the right interest, the right ideas, and the right amount of energy for the path that's yours. You have something to say that no one else can, so don't wait for an invitation that may never come. Self-initiate. Don't worry if not everyone loves you. The right people will. Trust in your true self and allow it to bloom. Our whole spiritual transformation brings us to the point where we realize that in our own being, we are enough. Yeah. Even like I was saying, how this kind of felt like a marble to me. I don't know why marble is the thing that's coming through. Maybe you'll find a marble. I don't know. But it's like, just seeing past the exterior, right? It's like the whole don't judge a book by its cover thing. Because, holding that up to the light, giving it some attention creates these like starbursts out of it. I don't know. Interesting. Whatever that is though, So we start with the 6 of Pentacles. Pentacles have to do with our money, how we get it, how we save it, how we spend it. So it could be our jobs. It's our time. Where are we investing our time? What are we spending our time doing? It's our physical body and our health. Where are you physically showing up in your life? literally anything that we place value and worth on. It could be, of course, your energy. Where are you investing that? Your possessions, valuables, right? Okay, you get the point. This Six of Pentacles says that the sea realized that it had an abundance of stones on the ground, and it started pushing them up to the surface so that they could make islands. And it's kind of this like releasing our control on things, because obviously 6 comes after 5. The 5 of Pentacles is about like scarcity and lack. So it's releasing even the scarcity mindset or the lack mindset. And instead of holding on to things so tightly, you realize that in letting them go, it creates an opportunity for something new to be birthed, right? Because all these stones, like through the journey of stones in this deck, they create islands. Did I say that already? I don't know. But traditionally, the 6 of Pentacles is about reciprocity. It's give and take. It's an energy exchange. So it could be a person recognizing that they have an abundance of something and they want to share it. It could be volunteering. It could be charity. It could be a grant or like a program or some sort of assistance that you qualify for. It could be, of course, a mentor too, whether that's you being a mentor or somebody else mentoring you. But there's no strings attached with the 6 of Pentacles. That's why, like, I don't usually mention loans and shit like that, because there's strings attached to that. So it's something where you're putting energy into a thing, but you're getting energy in return in some capacity. Because again, there's a cyclical, kind of energy about that. And maybe it even starts with you believing that you are enough and that the resources that you have are enough. And even like the book was saying, you look exactly right. You have exactly what you need. It's very much like the Magician card, even though we don't have the Magician out here, but it's very much like you have exactly what you need right now to manifest the thing. And this could be something or someone coming in to help you, like get over that hump or get there in some capacity. I mean, it really could even just be you offering your service, your knowledge, your time, your resources in some capacity to somebody else. And in exchange for, you would get something in return. Because again, there's this equal, like energy exchange. So then we have the Knight of Swords. And like I said, I already wanted to read about this card. It says impulsive, stubborn, overworked, avoiding plans. Ashamed of his actions, the sun attempts to make up for lost time by creating the stars while the moon rests. He is stubborn and overworked, still unable to truly see the importance and beauty of collaboration, which is hilarious. That is so funny. Because the 6 of Pentacles is all about energy exchange, right? It's going to involve somebody else, a group of people, something, right? And again, volunteering your time, which is charity, basically. Even accepting assistance or guidance or something from somebody. So, and then we have the Knight of Swords, who in this deck anyway, is just very, it seems like prideful and kind of missing the point is how there's this whole dance that's like going on between the sun and the moon through the suit of swords. And then at the king of swords, they finally get their shit together and like work together and recognize the importance of both of them. And what is so interesting too is that we all have, obviously the sun and the moon in our charts, right? Regardless of if you could be a Virgo sun, of course, you could be a Virgo moon. You could be a Virgo rising, wherever the sun is in your chart. Maybe just even take a look at what the like keywords are for that house where your sun sits, and also do the same for the moon. They're the two illuminaries for us, right? The sun during the day, the moon at night. But the moon is also dependent on the sun as far as like reflecting its rays. That's how, we're able to even see the moon, right? So there's this collaboration thing that's happening. We also have a full moon on the 23rd in Sagittarius. Maybe even see where Sagittarius is in your chart. I know, just kind of like throwing all those things out there. But it's interesting because, the sun is, I've heard it described as, our ego, but which, swords are our mindset, idea, beliefs, truth, and honesty, but like divine, objective truth. I also see swords as being the suit of ego because that's generally where we hear it, is in our minds. And our ego is created by the stories that we attach to experiences, to feelings. And it becomes a reason why we do and don't do things, right? We receive information from our environment. It goes through the filter of our ego, and then it kicks out some reality based on old shit, right? So it's interesting that, again, like the sun is our personality, how people tend to view us, our ego. The moon in our chart is our like subconscious, how we deal with emotions, the emotional body. And who's next in this reading is the high priestess, who is ruled by the moon. This is Pisces or Cancer, depending on who you ask. But the high priestess is our direct connection to our star player. For me, that's my higher self. It could be God, source, spirit, divine, if you believe in a higher power. If not, it's your direct connection to your intuition, because we all have it. I mean, she's literally holding the book in this deck. She's holding the book of the universe and being almost counseled by the moon. She's sitting right between day and night, bro. So it's kind of like there's this something happening with the Six of Pentacles, and it has something to do with believing that you are enough, or something to do with your own worth. It's, obviously something that's like breaking the surface here. It's also you allowing that to come up from your subconscious, from, whatever, your soul, whatever, however, you want to see that. But it's like this awakening thing. Because again, right, the sea was like, I do have an abundance of stones, and it would suit me better to allow those stones to reach the surface and create these islands versus keeping them on the bottom of the ground. Not only that, but it would serve other people too. So again, there's something that it could serve you, and it could also serve other people. And maybe there's just like with this card, there's maybe some resistance or stubbornness to that, because fear. And like I even said with this card, it seems like they're like missing the point somehow. I'm not even sure how. But so the high priestess, intuition. This is also very much like fate. Like if you believe in the whole, we chose our lives before we came down here, before we were birthed. type of thing. Like we chose our parents, we chose, which, I like kind of teeter back and forth on, because some people have had terrible, unimaginable lives. And to say you chose that before you came here, I'm like, man, I don't know. That gets me. That gets me a little back here. But we are talking about the high priestess here, so I'm like, let me keep my own views and opinions, out of things here. Because it's a 2, so it's at the beginning. We start with the Fool, taking that leap of faith, trusting, surrendering, going for it. The Magician, like I was saying, was I saying that with this card? It's like, yeah, right? You have everything that you need right now to do the thing that you want to do. And then the High Priestess, also, she talks about secrets, the subconscious. So this is definitely, it's something that's like really buried deep in there. It's a belief. It's it could even be a limiting belief, right? Like, and to me, the High Priestess would be digging into that story, the subconscious, and asking yourself, is that story true or not? Was that story, wherever it came from, whether you were 3, 6, 12 years old, 15 years old, whatever, because we just, our energy gets zapped, in places. I call them Horcruxes because I'm a Harry Potter fan. That's, trauma. So, and then it imprints a story onto us. And again, whether you're the one that came up with that story with the limited information and experience that you had in your life, or somebody like an adult around you told you that story and you accepted it as part of your identity. It's going within and saying, is that actually true? Is that a story that I do actually believe about myself as an adult who has the capacity to change that story? Decide if it's true or not. And if it's not, and I can tell you 9 times out of 10, it's not true. You get to decide what is true for you. When I was kind of going through this process myself, I would, follow those thoughts back to their root, and sit with it for a while. It's not something, I don't think it necessarily happens just like that, but sit with it for a while. I would journal about it a lot. And, even if you're like, I don't even know what to put in place of that, you don't have to put anything in place of anything for the time being. You just have to throw a ton of love and compassion and grace at that story, the root of that story, and just allow for there to be space and the opportunity for the story to change, which is so interesting. Because we have the Queen of Pentacles next. All the things that I said about Pentacles, Queens are when we embody the energy of the suit ourselves. We recognize the energy, we master it, right? And this Queen of Pentacles talks about like realizing that you have everything that you need within reach. It's about self-care, self-love, taking care of yourself, right? Creature comforts, familiarity, happy home life, self-care. The Hermit Queen hides behind a kelp forest, clutching a pearl in her claws. She is a creature of comforts and takes pleasure knowing that all she needs is within claw's reach. She does not yearn for more, but instead is blissfully content to have such a giving home. This is the first time I've seen this Queen of Wands, or Queen of, oh my gosh, Queen of something, Pentacles, and have not felt like she's hiding behind this kelp. Every other time I've seen her, I'm like, she's hiding. I got the feeling that she's hiding behind the creature comforts, the, whatever, familiarity, like it just had that feeling. But in this card, it is like a comfort. And it is also this, you are enough. You have enough. And especially too, like if we are trying to approach things like this Knight of Swords would do, like if we try to approach things because there's this lack mindset, or we think that it's going to fill a void, fill a hole, fulfill a story, change a story even. It's like we're just never going to, because I mean, how many times I can tell you that I was like, if I had this, if I, whatever, if I had more time, if I had more money, if I lost a ton of weight, if I blah, 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 right? Whatever. And I have done all of those things and I have felt the same exact way. Because no matter where you go, there you fucking are. And you have to deal with this Knight of Swords. You have to deal with this, this worth thing, and actually feeling like you are enough. Because even then it kind of seems like once you do, you will realize that you really do. Like maybe it's like one of those things of like, you realize that the things that you have wished for, you already have in your life. And maybe it's just that, they're not there in the way that you hoped for, or that like your expectation was, but they're there. Because the Ten of Pentacles talks about legacy, generational wealth. I mean, all of these stones are stacked on top of each other and they're all smiling. I always kind of think of Mulan with this, like, how like every chief stacks a stone on top of like that mountain or whatever. So again, it's legacy. It's, the people before you. Even just as balance here, this has, a generational aspect to it. So it could involve multiple generations in some capacity. It says shared wealth, group success, visible growth, reaching goals. The hermit crabs have made the seashore into their new home. They thrive here where the sea and the land are in perfect balance. To show their appreciation, they move the stones around to form towers as a sign of gratitude for all the sea has given them. A gratitude practice, Because even, again, it's like recognizing, what is that saying that like 5 years ago, how does that saying go? It's, you know what I'm saying? Like the person you were 5 years ago was wishing to be where you are today, or like, something like that. So, but, like we get so wrapped up in expectation in life and adulting that it's hard to like slow down and really put into perspective where we like be present, right? Like where we are right now. And are we surrounded by love that we wanted, but maybe it's just, it didn't show up in the way, again, that we expected it to. Or even financially, are we okay? Financially, doing something that you love, but maybe, you're not making the type of money that you would hope to make, but you love it and you feel like it does fill, your cup. There's an energy exchange there. I don't know. It's interesting. And then we have the Justice card, which is Libra. And what's also interesting is like, I don't even know if I finished my thought, but the High Priestess also kind of has this vibe of fate and destiny, because they're holding this book. And I went on this kind of tangent about like soul contracts and shit, right? But this could be, and the reason why I was even bringing it up is because this could be like your soul contract. So it's like finally honoring that, or even recognizing, it could be even listening to your soul and listening to your intuition and making decisions based on that for the first time, even if you're taking baby steps. But the Justice card is a scales balancing, fairness, getting what you deserve, good, bad, or otherwise. It could, of course, be like a court case. It could be marriage or divorce. It could be, anything that involves the law. I mean, it could be universal law, really, because it's kind of like the universe is always going to balance itself out, right? Like even if it just teeter totters, it's always going to come back to balance in some kind of way. And also, I feel like it's like if you've been on the extreme one side of things, like where maybe you weren't listening to your intuition, or you were just like so focused on, having a certain life, or your life appearing to be a certain way. And then, it could even just be going in the complete opposite direction where you only listen to your intuition and, like you're pulling tarot cards or oracle cards, and like you have your pendulum nearby and you're asking it constant yes or no questions, like I have been doing lately. And then, but somehow between those things, you find balance. I mean, this angel is flying above this waterfall here. They're carrying the sword of truth. So it really is like following your truth, being fair, remaining in your integrity also. We have the Seven of Cups at the bottom of the deck, which is options. I mean, it looks like they're climbing this hill. This elephant is looking for water. You could be responsible for multiple people, but also it's like you volunteered as tribute, type of thing. But the Seven of Cups traditionally is about options. It's also weighing your options. Like it's like that whole Marie Kondo effect of what feels good and what doesn't. And it's, like if you don't really know where to start there. Because like if it feels good, regardless of if it makes logical sense, if it feels good, follow it. If it doesn't feel good, either donate it to Goodwill. No, I don't like Goodwill. Donate it to even like a women's shelter, or, just somebody that's not Goodwill. Donate it, or metaphorically shelve it for the time being. Like if it's not something that you don't want to come back to. But it says clarity of purpose, second wind, making decisions, positive thoughts. I fucking love this. Hungry and alone in the world, the third elephant scoops up his cups and fills them with water, mustering up the courage to embark on a long journey. He knows that he can persevere, and find his family as long as he can just maintain positive thoughts. I love that. Three of Cups is support from others, networking, friends. Again, even going back to the Six of Pentacles and this Knight of Swords, it's accepting help from other people. Even like an emotional vulnerability, which I don't know how that is for like Virgos. I mean, I have a Virgo moon, and I do find it difficult to be vulnerable, but I guess I just kind of assumed that's my Pluto and Saturn in my fifth house. Placidus, fourth house, whole sign, but which is actually Libra, fourth house. So, I don't know, but I don't know why I just made that connection. Oh, because of the Justice card. Anyway, vulnerability. There's enough water. It's spilling out of these cups here. There could be younger people involved. So it could even be something to do with guiding younger people. Again, we have the Hermit. Ooh, and we have the Magician. This is your card. This is that bridge. Remember when you were like, I'll cross that bridge when I get there? Or like you knew that there was a bridge that was coming up? There it is. So now you get to cross it. And on the other side is the Magician. And like I said, like this Are You Enough card was giving me magician vibes. You have exactly what you need to manifest the thing that you want. Beautiful. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.